Hey guys, I do these videos because I've started doing something because I think it's kind of cool, and people have been stopped and say, keep doing the videos because it gets me thinking. Actually educates a couple people that, like, friends or family of theirs, but whatever. It's just always my thoughts. And the First Amendment to the United States Constitution, when the Founding Fathers set up the country, they just fought and whipped the biggest, baddest military force the history of the world. And I say whip, they didn't actually whip them. They couldn't beat us. We kept fighting and we'd lose some, win some, lose some, win some, and we never quit. And finally, it just wasn't worth it. And then we whipped them at Yorktown, and they gave up. So when the Founding Fathers got together and said we're going to form a country, they did not want oppression. They were scared of a central government. Some of them wanted a little bit of a central government. Others wanted, we just fought a revolution. The king. We just fought a revolutionary war to get rid of a king. Why would we want to have such strong executive branch? And they set up things in the Bill of Rights. Keep this in mind, folks. The Constitution does not give you any powers at all. It stops the government from taking your inalienable rights, your God-given rights, your rights that are just crystal clear to people. The First Amendment, freedom of religion. You have a right to worship God how you see fit. You have the freedom of the press. You can print stuff. What if somebody doesn't like it? Well, don't buy it. Is it tacky or sinful sometimes? Yep, absolutely is. That's between you and God. But the government can't say that. Why is that? Well, because King George said you could never say down with the crown, or you could never speak that. You could never print that. So the Founding Fathers set all this up. The First Amendment, you had freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of the press, freedom to peaceably assemble. And I know that the Cuomo guy, Andrew Cuomo, I think's his name, I can't remember his first name, the Cuomo, the idiot that's on CNN, where does it say that assembling has to be peaceful? Well, Mr. Cuomo, the governor of New York's brother, it says it in the Constitution. If 4,000, I'm in Owenton right now, if 4,000 people want to stand up here by this abandoned factory and say teachers need to make more money, whatever, congratulations. As long as they're peaceful, they've got the right to do that. If 3,999 want to get over there and say teachers don't deserve a raise, or we don't need teachers, or we need more teachers, whatever, who cares? They have rights as Americans to do that, and the government cannot interfere with that. Okay. Another part of the First Amendment is we have a right to petition our grievances to the government. If the city council doesn't like how something's going, if people don't like what the city council says, they can go to them. They can go to the fiscal court. They can talk to their local taxing districts and say, hey, I don't think we need a new library, or maybe we need a bigger library. They can do that. The government has no right to interfere with our freedom of speech, our freedom of religion, our freedom to peaceably assemble, the freedom of the press. And they can't tell us that we can't protest as long as it's peaceful. And if thousands and thousands of people can burn down cities in the name of racial justice, then we can go to the courthouse and say, hey guys, how about new paint for the courthouse? Or hey guys, how about a bigger courthouse? Or hey guys, how about you don't waste money, or you're doing good, but we need more bridges, or whatever. We have rights as Americans, and the Constitution protects that. We have rights to due process, which I may talk about at some other point with the 14th Amendment. We have right to guns under the Second Amendment. The Constitution does not give us the right to own guns. It protects the government from stopping us. It protects the government, 14th Amendment, from not giving us due process. It stops the government, 5th Amendment, from us having to testify against ourselves. It stops the government, 4th Amendment, from doing unlawful search and seizures. That's why you have rules about your domicile, and you have to have warrants and stuff. But remember that these guys fought. I was just up here watching this. Here's Stanley C Turner, Private First Class U.S. Army, 1921-1981. He died when he was 60. But here he is, early 20s, young Owenton County Army stud guy. And here's his wife, Helen, and she outlived him by a bunch. What's that? 27 years. He was 60. I'm curious how he died. He's out fighting the Japs, or fighting the Germans, or fighting the Italians in World War II. and thinking about her. And I was reading this tombstone, and I saw another one over here. I've been to this cemetery multiple times, but I never noticed these. Here's a guy that was in World War II, seaman first class, U.S. Navy. He lived a long life. And here's a guy born in 1925 that did not live a long life. This is Freddie L. Howell, Jr., Kentucky private, 317th Infantry, World War II. And he was 19 years old. He died in March. If he was fighting the Germans, he died 2 months before the war was over. If he was fighting the Japanese, then it was 5 or 6 months before the war's over. I don't know the dates of Iwo Jima, but I know it was in March of 45, so it may have been an Iwo Jima death, I don't know. May have been in France, crossing the Rhine into Germany, whatever. But these people paid prices for us. So who are we to go, okay, we'll let you control our freedom of speech. We won't complain any. Yes, master, please don't beat us. Don't. That guy paid a price. This guy paid a price. Mr. Turner over there paid a price, and so did their families. So let's don't crap on their honor by giving up our freedoms now. Okay? Just some thoughts, and comment or whatever, but my thoughts as a free man in Owen County.